Hey Dave.
What? What, Ollie?
Do you remember the first bit we ever did?
No.
Do you remember the last bit we ever did?
Is it this one?
Yeah, it's this one.
Hello.
And welcome
To
the
NPCs.
That's such a fucking
You
trainer.
said the. Welcome to NPCs of Wildemount. You said that, and that threw
It's
me off.
late. I'm done. What's going on? Hello, welcome
Yes.
to the last ever episode of NPCs of Wildemount, reviewing Critical Role 2, episode 48. And yes, I did look down at the paper to remember the number, even though I've seen it like 4 times today.
Called HOMEWARD Bound. Now, as Ollie said, it is the last NPCs of Wildemount review that we'll ever... Well, for now, we'll ever do.
Present moment, which is now.
Yes. A lot has changed since we first started doing this. We didn't live together technically at the time, but we eventually did live together. And we were in the same house, and things were a lot easier. And
it started actually in my bedroom. The first episodes were, which then actually later became your bedroom.
Yeah, later became my bedroom. Yes.
And I lost some weight since then. If you watch,
I've gained some muscle and got a little bit leaner, and I've quit smoking.
Yeah.
What's the day today?
I fought a battle against Zyndagar and won.
23 days, so I'm 23 days nicotine free.
Cool.
So I'm pretty proud of that.
Yeah.
Which is making me a lot of clear. That's why I want to end the show.
Yeah.
The clarity.
Yeah, I mean, I should have thought about things to say on the last ever episode, but that wouldn't be in true Ollie style.
Literally, we only really made the decision about 2 days ago. And
yeah.
I think the main thing is that we weren't doing the show for the right reasons.
It's become something that we're very, very proud of.
Yes.
Because we put a lot of work into it, especially Dave.
Yeah.
But it also just feels like...
Don't take your credit away.
It also feels like 2019 is going to be a huge... Not like huge enough to...
See, it's not an NPC episode if you don't look at your phone.
Sorry!
Why do you look at your phone?
Keep going. Who cares? Anyway, it's important. What was I saying? Yeah, so this is just 2019 feels like the start of something massive, globally, worldwide, and things are changing, and this channel...
We're getting the fuck out before it explodes.
Yeah, before we get enlisted and fight in the robot AI army. Basically.
Okay. I like to think it's just the fact that a lot of things have changed in our personal lives. When we first started this episode, I didn't have the job that I have now.
I was working about 4 hours a week.
Yeah, and I recently I do have a full-time job. I do have another job that I'm working, business that I'm growing. Yeah. And I recently got promoted at work, which is going to suck up a lot of my time. I've
just been offered a new job managing a bar, and when that opens, we just won't have time for it anymore.
Yeah, and we struggle enough.
As it
is to watch the episodes and come together, and to be honest, it's reached the point we're kind of killing each other behind the scenes just to get an episode done, and I don't think that's right.
So this is just our chance to say, wow, how we never thought we'd have this much support from you guys out there. We were just 2 nerds with a camera, and we still kind of just are 2 nerds.
And at the end of this episode, once we've gone through the actual episode, because we're
still doing it,
we will kind of let you know what we're doing next, where to find us, because we still are creative beings.
Yep.
But we're going a little bit more independent to make things work, so we can actually release stuff.
Yep.
So we'll let you know at the end.
Channel will still be up, and there'll be videos over the next couple of weeks saying like, this is where you can find us now, and we're working on some exciting things. Yep. But we're here for Critical Role. That's what this whole channel was built around. That's what this entire community is about. And this was a hell of an episode.
Yes. So we start off going to Nicodra. It's weird, guys.
Why have I written all that heaviness and then now we're trying to...
Yeah, I know. Now we're going to... Anyway, we're going to Nicodramas.
Why is the first word I've written down Zorbs?
Look, why do you ask me when I literally can't say anything other than you're Ollie?
Well, I don't know what the fuck Zorbs means.
I don't... Zorb, you know, isn't that clear thing you run down a mountain on?
Oh,
Zorb?
yeah.
That's a Zorb.
I don't know why I wrote that then. Closer to Ukatoa's release, entering Nicodramas. They disguise themselves, which I think is a wise move, especially with the current political climate.
And how they left.
Yeah.
They kind of nuked the play. It kind of caused a bit of chaos when they left.
So, it makes a bit of sense to disguise yourself.
And a lot of the start in the episode was kind of a shopping episode, you could say.
Yep.
And Taliesin mentions at the end that he was looking forward to a shopping one, but the curveball right at the end is something.
I think we're going to need a fair amount of time to discuss the ending. So we're not going to rush through everything, but we're going to try to get everything done in a very non-typical, timely manner.
Yes.
So essentially, I've written down, I wonder if Matt gives the NPCs that he creates a spell list, because he seemingly sometimes looks behind his DM screen and says they cast this thing, and I'm like, is he making that up or do they play?
He probably has like a stock a stock list of things like he's been in this situation so much he knows in this scenario I'm going to need something like this, in this scenario I'm going to need something like this. So you've probably got a lot of things like that.
Basically, they're rushing to the wizard's tower. Is that right?
Oh, they kind of go back to Jester's mother first. So they do a bit of shopping,
a
little bit of slam poetry, that's very important. Jester buys some cooking books, which comes into play later on.
See, the problem is I've written too many notes and I can't
Okay, I'll get you to the Dick Tower. Let's get Ollie to the Dick Tower.
Clay goes to find a blacksmith. He wants to fix that sword that he found, which I think is kind of cool. Caleb buys a whole ton of books. I've started calling Jester Jessie, because I just feel like I know her now.
Well,
so
just
Jessie. Like Kate,
like from Full House,
Full
House.
And Jesse, I'm
pretty sure there was a Saved by the Bell as well. That was another Jesse.
Jesse James,
Jesse James.
I don't know.
I don't know that one.
Jessica Rabbit.
Okay, you're diverging from Jesse to Jessica.
I don't know, but I started calling her Jessie because I feel like I know her now. I feel like I know her because I can't do the voice anymore because the thing is ending. I can't do the voice anymore.
Yeah, that's how voices work.
She buys a book on pastries because fucking why not?
Yeah. Not throws dirt at a child. That's
that was the funniest thing as well. The chat was cracking up at that.
Yeah, and it's all fun and games till the end.
Yeah. They also visit Jester's mum and Nugget because remember they left Nugget with Jester's mum, which is kind of cute.
So the Ruby of the Sea and Jester kind of have a nice little sweet moment getting back together.
Yeah.
It's really like mother daughter. That relationship is very innocent and very cute.
I still remember early episodes. I thought that her mother was dead and it was someone else sending her notes.
How times have
I'm still clinging to that.
She's dead.
she's some kind of like she's like a resurrected undead with like a prestidigitation.
How about this? If that ever happens, if that's ever revealed, we'll come back and do another episode. So Matt Mercer out there, if you want us to return, make sure you tweet Matt
Mercer, friend of the show. If you
he did tweet at you once.
He did like a poem that I wrote for him. Yeah. Then we go back to the Dick Tower. Yeah. Not buy some oil as well. But basically, they're trying to find a way into this thing. They've been obsessed with it since they saw it. I don't think Matt I think Matt was kind of like, this is a locked away thing that's going to become important later. But they were pushing for it so hard that he was like, fuck,
we're going to have to speed things up. Yeah. So Tide Peak, that's what they kind of called the tower, but they did compare it to a dick, and they made a lot of... I'm surprised they didn't make the joke of like, so if you paint it black, it's bigger? Because dicks...
Stereotypes, Dave.
Yeah, whatever. It was funny in my
2019, man. Get
funny in my head.
Get woke. We meet Sheila. I'm trying to be. I don't down with the kids. They say it's on fleek lit, fam. Get woke.
Down with the sickness. That was back in my day.
Yeah, chop suey, System of a Down.
Exactly.
That would get a
He lives in this country.
Really?
Yeah, the lead singer of
Serge Tankin.
Yeah, and the lead singer of System of a Down lives in Masterton.
Later. Going to Masterton.
Yeah.
Who's that?
He literally is just sitting around saying, hey, anyone from New Zealand, walk into my house.
I'm going to find him. Yeah. That's exciting.
Sheila you actually walked out the door. No one would be able to see you.
That's true. I should have just walked off like one step.
Like you normally do.
But there's a cat outside. I met a cat on the way here.
Gandalf.
That's why I was late.
His name's Gandalf.
I was actually outside for 10 minutes talking to the cat. Oh. So, Sheila Bobsnapper we meet as they investigate the tower. What? That's her name.
It's a goblin as well.
Yeah, Sheila Bobsnapper. Now, she's very, very interesting and has like this old kind of crony kind of quality too.
It's like the receptionist as well. Yeah. It's like you need an appointment and the most recent appointment they can make is 17 months, 3 weeks and 4 days. Write that down.
She's also got a very receptionist name, Sheila.
Sheila.
Yeah. Because I can just picture her like doing her nails.
I apologise for all the Sheilas out there that aren't receptionists.
I don't think...
If you are a receptionist, let us know. See if that stereotype holds true. Yeah. We won't respond to you because this is literally the last episode.
I'm still going to respond. I'm getting an asthma attack again.
Oh no. This is like a throwback to all the bullshit we've done. We've done like Turtle Ollie's here. Turtle Ollie's here too.
Yeah.
Hello, Ollie.
I need to dig myself into a hole and lie about shit so you can call me out on it.
If I'd still do Critical Role videos in my personal channel, I will have Turtle Ollie there as respect for you.
Oh, FYI, I will still be watching the episodes each week.
Oh, I will be too.
Yeah,
I might miss a week and then just watch them in bulk or something like that. Yeah, because we won't
actually have to watch them on time.
Yeah, because that's another thing. We'll take an intermission here.
Yeah.
That's another thing.
So
it's taken away some of the enjoyment of watching Critical Role, and it feels like we're forced to watch it.
It's because we have to film like on a Monday or a Tuesday, which means and
because we want to release it on a timely manner before the episode, and that's another thing that I find a bit annoying is that I love Critical Role, and obviously I've still got posters of t-shirts watch them all the time, but it's the fact of like we've got a very limited time we can film us two, and it just stresses us out. It stresses me out. I've got less hair. I started bald. I'm balder.
I wonder if I'm gonna start compulsively making notes when something important or a lore drop happens. I'll be like, shit, I gotta write that down, and I'm like, wait, no, don't have to write that down.
Well, if all else fails, we can come back in like 6 months.
Yeah,
or something
true.
like that. But
we don't know.
Well, it depends if we hate each other by then.
I really can't breathe.
No, I'm a bit worried. That's why I'm slowing down for you and just letting you. Do you want to get a drink of water?
I can't drink any coffee because otherwise I won't sleep and I have work in the morning.
We also get some water if you want.
I could. No, I can't bother. I power through. Okay. They get some healing potions as well. But yes, they're in the tower and they're talking about this stuff. Now, the person essentially says, come back in, what was it, 17 weeks?
17 months. 3 weeks and 4 days. But they managed to say, hey, how about we just get an appointment tomorrow? It's an emergency. They're kind of bluffing the emergency.
And they roll a bit of deception. They do all right. So the person's like, okay.
It was like Matt was just like, you guys are decepting it, but they were kind of fighting it. The players were kind of fighting it, saying like, no, well, in our eyes, it's a little bit of an emergency. We're not really lying, but they were. They were blatantly making up a reason to see them.
And at that point, when Matt says, "Okay, you've got an appointment tomorrow," I don't know why he didn't just let them through then, because what happens next is essentially they go, "Sweet, let's get to tomorrow." And it just seems to eat up a little bit of time. I was hoping
maybe they didn't go for it. That they would find it too... Because remember they went back and rested and came up with a plan of how to get in.
Yeah.
Maybe he was kind of hoping they wouldn't go down that route, or they were hoping they'll change their mind or do something else and delay time for him to kind of think about it.
Because otherwise it's like, what's the point? What's the point? Nothing else happened really in between that moment other than a planning stage. Why didn't they just let them through? But I suppose that makes sense.
Yeah.
But essentially they go, sweet, all right, we'll go in, we'll have some tea, and we're going to talk to this guy.
Yeah. And so Clay and Bo are the ones that actually go in. And Clay kind of is probably the one that kind of smooth talk the most. Yeah. Do we say... Oh no, we'll save it later.
Are you going to say Clay MVP?
Yeah, but then I thought about the end and I was like...
ending, yes. But I had the exact same thought watching the first 2-3 hours of this episode.
The first hour I just say he's the MVP, and the second hour we all know it's not. Okay. We'll talk about that later.
Yeah, because I think it's important to recognise Clay's, not necessarily leadership, but he's kind of rising to... He's rising to be a very important, poignant member of the Mighty Nein.
It's like you use your class abilities in battle. You use your role-playing abilities outside of battle. Yeah. And this is what, incorporating Mr. Clay's uniqueness into the role play enough. It was just very good. It really felt like a Mr. Clay thing.
While I miss Molly and I would love to have learned more about Molly, I actually find that I'm really starting to get invested in Clay.
I like
he kind of steps up.
I think it took a while because I don't think even Taliesin really knew what Mr. Clay was. Yeah. But I think we've reached the point where we know what Mr. Clay is, and I think the big part was how Mr. Clay felt about what the Mighty Nein were doing. Yeah. And I think that helped tell and develop what Mr. Clay was.
Also, now he's more a part of the team, so he can take a more active role in some of the.
And then we know more about him. He's fleshed out.
And also, I love the voice. Yeah. That sounds great. Let's do that.
Yeah. Just to kind of that's cool, man.
So anyway, essentially they get back and they have this huge conversation because they're like, this is a mage who's very powerful, knows a lot of stuff. If you're a D&D player, you know that a lot of times the DM will hide most of the important information inside the mind of a mage. But they also have this thing of, there's so much going on, we don't know if we can trust this guy, we've just met him.
There's a lot of things and it's very vague on which side he's on. He's obviously on the side of kind of like the Illuminati, not good, not bad, just kind of trying to keep the balance of the world.
Yeah. Stay woke.
Stay woke. There's a teleportation circle, which is a receiving circle as well. So the theory is, because of what Caleb kind of focused and learned, he will be able to teleport all of them to that tower in an instant.
And then he does actually use that as a kind of bargaining chip to be able to hold on to some stuff. Basically, what do we tell them about? We've got the dodecahedron, we've got the sphere, we've got some books and shit, what do we tell them about?
Yeah.
And eventually, they decide to pretty much open up about mostly everything.
Yeah. To gain trust, because there's several levels of this tower, and the theory behind it is that the more trust you have, the more levels or more things they will get granted access to?
Because they know the dodecahedron and the sphere are all part, I think they know, are all part of the larger scheme of things. There's no coincidence that they have these items. They need to know more about them. Now, at one point when the mage is talking, or Matt is talking, Matt actually says, when he's talking about the artifacts, he says, you've actually got some world-shattering artifacts. Then he immediately catches himself and goes, potentially. And I'm just like, was that a DM slip? Was that Matt accidentally giving off that these items are
But then we find about the dodecahedron at the end.
Yeah.
And it's just like, he was like, it was about to be revealed about the importance of the dodecahedron. I think that's him slipping up and revealing it a little bit too early, and then we... But it's solved by the end of the session, so it's not too bad.
So he does say world-shattering artifacts, as he's talking about this.
So they kind of developed this kind of alliance, or this temporary alliance with this mage, so that's something we're going to be going back to later on.
They talk about the artifacts...
because this is the last episode.
Yeah, they talk about the artifacts, they also talk about the war and the attack on the Tri-Spire. Yeah. As a mage, he's like, you should probably have some investment in that.
There's also some special biscuits there that makes them like taste and whatever you desire.
Not has a fish biscuit.
Yeah.
Which sounds like an insult.
But it's not.
You fucking fish biscuit. I'm going to start using that as an insult.
Fucking fish biscuit.
You fish biscuit. Yeah, I like it. It's got good rhythm. Anyway, it's like Oscar Wilde. But essentially...
What if it's a seal? The seal won't be insulted because they're like, I like fish biscuits.
I don't go around insulting seals very often, Dave.
Well, you should. There's actually... You can actually go see seals, like... on the
I don't know why I looked.
Because it's over there.
It's like...
Island Bay.
There's actually some seals in the corner of the room.
But there's some seals on the beach and you can go see them in New Zealand.
I'm still not going to go and insult them. I quite like seals.
You don't walk up to seals and go, you fish biscuit.
Not often.
Why not?
Not on a regular basis.
You should.
I worry about you sometimes. But anyway, essentially...
I do too.
That all comes to a head and they go on to the next part of the adventure. They trade information. The mage says, look, if I can keep the sphere here and investigate it, you can use the teleportation circle within the mage's guild. We can bring you here like that. And they're like, well, that would probably be quite useful.
Yes, so it feels like we're going to be going back to this gentleman, Yusha? Y-U-S-S-A-H was their name. The mage's name.
Yeah. So a lot of the times recently, after they've been to a place, gone to another place and come back, Matt has gone, okay, it takes a few days, you're there.
Yeah.
So I think this is another one of his ways of kind of shortcutting a little bit and saying, well, there's teleportation between them, so don't worry about it.
And we can all see Jester's mum now.
Yeah.
So that's good.
Yes. Because we love her.
Yes. So after that kind of meeting and what they decide, they kind of decide to go to Fenderwin. So we're going to see Nott's family.
Off northward they go. Bo and Caleb argue. I've written down. I don't really need to write that. I can probably write a bot to just put that every 4 lines.
Pretty much, yeah. They go travelling a little bit. They go through security, and there's a little bit more security than last time. So obviously the war's kind of ramping up.
Yeah, the righteous brand guards are pretty much everywhere.
Yeah. So the little squads all over that they notice on the way. It's really a lot has changed over this short period of time they've been gone.
In fact, at the end, Matt says, if you had gone straight here rather than to Nicodranus, you would have been right in the middle of this conflict that happened. Which is another great example of, your actions have consequences in D&D, but so do your inactions. The world is still occurring.
That's a good compliment of what Matt is. He's timed certain events. Yeah. He's basically saying this is going to happen at this point. Yeah. So whatever the party does... It's up to party, but obviously the party doesn't know it unless they overhear it or do some investigation. But Matt's already... Because there'll be many different events that are happening right now that the party don't know about. Yeah. Matt knows is happening right now.
And if they had been in a different place at a different time, we're all talking about the butterfly effect and chaotic variables and the old crashing timelines of the infinite tree. But
we need to cut to our last clip of the ever. So what clip should we cut to? Is there any moments that jumps out on you? Because I need to... It says cut to a clip on my notes, so I had to do it.
Right at the end, Caleb does this.
Okay, we'll cut to that clip.
For a while.
Yeah, no, this was nice and gentle. I was waiting for the Regal shoe to drop, man.
Good boy.
I can't wait to interrogate you.
Cool. Just wanted to see him do it.
Yeah.
I love it when players... as a DM, it's my favourite thing. When players get so invested, something happens, you can see a genuine emotional reaction to it.
We see a soul destroyed. That's a good, a good representation of the last episode of NPCs.
Souls being destroyed, and my inability to breathe.
God, really don't die on the last episode. If you
fitting.
do die,
It's fitting.
It's not
Dave,
fitting
if
for
I
me.
die, promise me you'll still upload the episode.
I promise.
But replace me at the end with Turtle Ollie. And yeah, there we go. Go.
Hey, Ollie, you are replaced. Next week it's just me and Turtle Ollie. I'm just like,
I'd also like Turtle Ollie at my funeral in a suit, in a black suit.
Oh.
That's right, you have to make a suit now.
Yeah, no such thing as a turtle
Just
suit.
spray paint him black. Anyway,
No!
so essentially they see a wreckage. The town is in tatters. Knott's home is destroyed.
We'll slow down a little bit. So we go past Oldfield first,
Oh, yeah.
and we talk to Bryce for a little bit.
Hey, Bryce.
Hi, Bryce. They find out more about some of the attacks that have been happening. So it looks like they're becoming underground. Jester gives Mr. Clay the mushroom cookbook, which we talked about earlier. We see the White Righteous brand, and now, yes, we're at the village now.
Yeah. So, wreckage. The place is in tatters, bodies, guards wandering around. Not as immediately like, oh shit, information gathering. Disguises herself and just goes try to find what the hell happened.
Yeah, so Not tries to find, you could say, her ex-partner.
Husband or...
ex-lover, mentor.
Yeah,
someone that meant a lot to Not, called Yeza. That's Y-E-Z-A. And we kind of... Okay, we come upon... It looks like the home. Or it could be the apothecary. I think that's the word.
The apothecary, yes.
All destroyed and wrecked.
Yeah. Not immediately starts freaking out, runs up to a nearby guard and starts asking what the hell happened here. And the guard's like, do you know this person? And Not's like, yes, tell me, what happened? Are they still alive? What's going on? And essentially they go inside and start investigating and trying to find out for themselves.
Yes. So there's some locked doors that they bust through. Now
at this point, Not tries to unlock and fails. Jester tries to bust it open with a 10 and fails. Yasha then goes to smash it with a 19.
Yasha smash.
And so they have to use Dispel Magic. So immediately
it was a magically locked door.
Yeah,
basically.
Yeah. So I think that kind of clues them to the fact that okay, something important is here, and also made the fans go doors.
Yeah. So they find basically a little. Is it the box? This is when they find the.
They get through and they
arcane. There's an arcane lock and they unlock it.
Yeah, and there's a chair that they're like really suspicious of, and Matt.
They'll wait. And Matt was just like, it's just a chair.
And they're like, yes, but is there an invisible person sitting in it? And he's like, no. But someone on Reddit said, what about the halfling? This is the home of a halfling. What if they used the chair to reach the roof and there's something hidden in the roof?
But Matt was just, it's just
a chair, for fuck's sake.
Maybe, I reckon he regretted even saying there was a chair.
For the rest of the entire campaign, everyone is just standing.
Yeah, like it just randomly, they're like, I want to go back and pick up the chair again.
And he's like, no, it's gone, it's burnt, there's a note that says all chairs will suffer.
Yeah, and they're just like, there's a chair murderer. There's a chair murderer.
They all go into the furniture business, and that's the whole end of the arc. They leave the dash, the empire crumbles.
They go, okay, your guitar can do his thing.
Yeah.
You know, Trevor, sure, whatever.
Yeah.
Furniture
They're just like, nah, but I don't care about these books and shit anymore. I want a nice cloud lift pattern chair.
With flowers on them.
We also find the word cricks. Now, I don't actually know what a crick is, but apparently it's the creatures that did this.
It's the bad guys in Exodramus, whatever.
Now they get through. They open the chest, like because it's like this weird, like massive, quite big chest.
Yeah.
And I think that's probably other than the chair. That's probably what's going on here. They find a weird, like three sprog things, like it looks like it's supposed to hold something. 3 like little points coming to an end. I even drew a picture of it on my notes.
Throw back to the pictures you used to draw.
There was supposed to be one every episode.
Yeah, they lasted like 3.
It was less than that.
We've done over 90 episodes. God, this is like this is an accidental throwback to all of these like random things that have happened. It's quite funny. Like that time you nearly died of an asthma attack and you're having one right now.
I think it's the air. It's just the cold air.
It's warm. It's summer.
Anyway, they also find a file and some bits of paper.
Yeah.
And it's the paper that really clicks the next moment into place and makes us all, like, the chat freaked the fuck out. People were going, I've got goosebumps, and other people were going, what? What's going on?
So it seems like, let's summarize it all without trying to get, like, this is how I interpret it. Caleb, the group that Caleb was trained with, effectively was doing experiments.
Yes, on dunamancy, chronomancy, and gravity magic.
Yes, and the dodecahedron is the key to this whole puzzle. And we find,
finds that the mess here might have been caused by Caleb's people. In fact, she says, it's your people that have done this to my people.
Now, it isn't an assumption that this whole... Because all this was locked away. It could be the fact that the town was attacked, and then after those people that were working there, or that were running those experiments, realised of the attack, ran back and locked those secrets away. So that it wasn't a hand-in-hand kind of scenario that the reason why the destruction happened was because of them, but it's heavily implied that it is.
The notes are like partially destroyed. They just read it out. They're getting really into it. It's again a great example of how invested the players are in the story, because they go nuts over this stuff. But yeah, we get dunamancy. I'm still not sure if this is an earlier...
Just breathe. You can take a break if you want.
I'm powering through.
Okay.
And chronomancy. Now, chronomancy is something I think a lot about. My current campaign that I'm writing.
You just sit at home and think about chronomancy.
That is my life. I sit in a blank room just thinking about things. But it's like very heavily in the theme of what I'm running at the moment. So I've thought a lot about chronomancy. It is ultimately the most powerful magic, if you think about it. And this sparked a ton of theories. I couldn't pick a crazy Reddit theory because of what happens at the end and because of the chronomancy thing.
But do you have a crazy Reddit theory?
No, I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 crazy Reddit theories.
There we go. We're going to read out some 7 crazy Reddit theories.
But we have to say what happens with not next. First.
Yes, we will. We have to. So... After this kind of very awkward moment, there's a lot of tension going on. Caleb feels like absolute shit.
Yeah, Not's actually visibly angry at Caleb as well. For the first time, there's a bit of a rift there.
But they don't have that actual discussion yet. And that feels like it's probably going to happen next episode. But there's a lot of feelings that are going to be expressed.
But they kind of go, Matt says, there's a hint that time is ticking, and they're like, we've got to get the fuck out of here. Grab the stuff, let's go.
So it was the Cerberus Assembly.
Yeah.
That's the organisation that Caleb belonged to, who believed did all this stuff. So we find, we find out here that Not has a son.
Okay, she knocks on a door, disguises herself.
Disguises it as a halfling.
Yeah, goes to a door.
So my question is she disguised as Luke's real mother?
This is where the theories come in. So essentially, Not knocks on a door, it opens the door, and they say...
Old Edith is
Edith, where is my son? The whole room pauses, freezes in time as they all go, what the fuck? The chat starts scrolling at 300 times speed, and I start grabbing my pen and like, holy shit, what was her name? Edith. What did she say? Fuck.
Yeah.
I'm writing this crap down.
So,
wow.
Old Edith thinks Not is dead. Now, it's not Old Edith never says Not.
Yeah.
And never mentions the name.
Says Yeth. Sam confirmed on Twitter that the name that she was called was Yeth, which we think is Yez's wife.
Yes.
But we don't know.
So what my assumption of this whole scenario is the fact of they were captured by the goblins at one time. Yeah. She was killed. Yeah. And the real mother of Luke was killed, or Yez's wife. And then they ran away, but not disguised as Yez's wife.
And this leads to our 7 crazy Reddit theories of the week.
7, yes. That's the 7 for the last episode.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Are you going to send me all these?
It might only be 6.
Are you going to let me put them up? Or?
Probably not. I'm just going to run through them.
Oh, okay.
Because some of these were also from the chat, not technically Reddit theories. But first possibility. Not feels guilty for killing Luke's mother and is disguising herself as Luke's mother so that Luke kind of feels better. Not was cursed and turned into a goblin as some kind of payment or retribution.
Because it did mention me one time that Not's age is around only 6
to 9.
But it could be just the fact of that's how long Not's been a goblin.
Exactly. Not as a halfling, masquerading as a goblin. Not was reincarnated or polymorphed. Then we've got a time theory. Future Caleb is the traveller, going back to keep Jester company. Sure. Caleb goes back to help Not, meaning the timeline that led to the fact where Caleb found Chronomancer and went back to help Not never happens. So the universe starts as collapsing, a rift appears in space and time, Vex comes out and says, "Show you done fucked up now," and then they fight an army of their fan fiction selves.
And also, the Raven Queen is mentioned as well.
I'd like to just point out, that is probably the craziest crazy Reddit theory I've ever had. So whoever came up with the idea, I can't remember what your name was, I'll try and find it, but I won't. Okay. Caleb goes back to help Not, meaning the timeline's changed. Vex shows up, say you done fucked up, and they fight an army of their fanfiction selves. Congratulations, you've won Reddit. Whoever that was.
And the show. You can have the show.
You win NPCs of Wildemount.
Yes. And that was the final crazy Reddit theory of the week.
6 of
and that's where the episode ends. And
I actually threw my hat at the computer. I was like, we have to wait, but luckily it's only 2 more days.
It's only 2 more days by the time we're... you're saying there's probably only 1 more day.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was the last episode we ever reviewed on the show.
I think it's
it was kind a good one to end off with.
It's a good kind of tie-in. Like, we're leaving on a bit of a cliffhanger.
Yeah.
And so are they.
Yes.
For us.
Yes. So... now it's time that we read out the final comments of the show.
Yeah.
I'm being real final with it, just to add drama.
No, I feel it. I feel the mood.
Do you feel the finality of the show? And while we talk, we're waiting. Okay, so we'll read out the most liked comment. This is from Luna. Now, Luna, you did a very long one. I'm not going to read out all of it. We've got 10 likes, so very good job. People seem to really like what you got to say. So I'm going to read out the first sentence, and now I realise the first sentence... oh, no, it's not too bad. Anyway, first sentence goes, Jester mentions the accent to Ford when they talk about Vandrin after Darktoe. If we find him, will you stop talking like him? Which Ford affirms. It's a lot more to that. I'm sure it makes a lot more sense if you read the whole thing, but...
it's a long comment.
It's a very, very long comment. So thanks, Luna.
My first comment I want to read out is from Ryan Ratchford. I don't think Ford asking Not or Bo if they want to go home. Not's home was attacked, so it makes sense that they're worried and Not and Bo want to go see if their homes are alright. Yeah, makes sense. Makes sense.
Tori Jean Bean, you mentioned, in regards to the Ford Jester romance, because I was wrong about the whole thing. Everyone said I was very wrong in the last comment, so I'm okay with that. I don't find it forced at all. A lot of people feel that way.
Yeah.
I think it feels very much like the characters, just as full of life and love, and she wears a heart on her sleeve, and there's been so many scenes where we see her loving love, and she actually did say loving love, but being a bit shy and awkward to express it correctly. Ford, on the other hand, is a bit more reserved and not going to reach out with his feelings. I also don't find Not getting involved very forced either. It's very like her to be nosy and be part of other people's business. She also seems to have a secret love for romance. Well, there you go, Tori Green Bean.
And the last comment I will read up.
Last comment ever.
Wildemount. It's from Dice and Dishes. Ollie, run games for people to watch and get loot. Well, that ties in nicely to what's next for us here in the D20 Multiverse and beyond. So,
well, just before, I think we should just thank people that...
that makes more sense. So, yeah. Over the course of the last, what has it been, year and a half, 2 years?
April this year would have been 2 years.
Yeah.
Cat, yeah.
That's Gandalf, the cat. I just wanted to get in on the discussion, that's fine.
Yeah, it's alright, Gandalf.
That's alright, I'll come pick you on the way home.
Okay.
So, we never thought that we'd build a following over more of like 3 people. We currently have...
and that's including us too, so
yeah,
pretty much just one other person.
We were hoping some crazy homeless person with a little TV hardwired into someone else's internet would just watch and be like, hey, that kept my crack-addled mind entertained for 30 seconds. But no, we showed that you had a lot of support from you guys, and...
yeah. And it's been very sweet, and I had a weird moment the other day where, and this is kind of how kind of pushed me in the decision of actually stopping this, is someone reached out and randomly reached out to me and said, I like your show, I like watching it and all that, and there was someone I actually knew in real life, and I felt it wasn't my kind of thing for people in real life to interact, and it was really weird. But I liked it, but it's just not for me.
I had a Thunder Pony sending me weird images at 3 in the morning.
It's kind of creepy
on Facebook.
But I love that we've inspired.
That was actually probably my favourite thing about the channel.
What, random?
A creepy fan.
A creepy fan.
That was great. Hi, Thunder Pony.
I thank all the Patreons who ever contributed anything to us.
Leo from back when we were doing our live stream.
Yeah.
You paid for pretty much all our equipment.
Yeah.
Which we're going to be using in our next lot of projects.
Des, we've inspired you to do your own rambling rollers.
Des, I was going to ask you this through email, but I might as well just do it here. Do you mind if I get a shirt made that says Des talks about me? Because you've talked about me before. I thought that'd be a really good shirt to get made.
That's pretty cool. But yeah, thanks everybody that's ever contributed. And
James B.
for all our emails
emailing us for the podcast.
Yeah.
And Bill Stevens.
Yes.
I do have a shirt with your name on it.
There's got to be someone we forget.
I know, this is why I didn't want to do this, but we started doing it.
But thank you all. We are still going to be around seeing the comments. It's just... The chapter here is just wrapping up, and there's raining outside.
Yeah, I was going to say, the apocalypse.
The gods don't like us doing this. But yes, again, thank you all. And hopefully you join us for what we're about to talk about.
Yeah.
That's the segue.
I just want to say I love you guys, honestly. Genuinely, from Wellington, New Zealand, this is my heart pumping out love for all you guys out there.
Yeah, and it broke down a lot of barriers for me, because he's a performer, as you probably can tell. I'm not a performer. I've never been on stage. I've never been really put in front of the camera. I've always wanted to do a review show and something to put myself out there to make me more comfortable
Actually,
with the camera.
it's been really interesting watching you grow over the last nearly 2 years.
Really?
Yep. Going from being quite timid and shy to talking over me all the time.
Yeah, that's what I do. But I like to think I've grown in confidence, and so have you as well. You've gone through a lot.
Egotistical.
You are still your ego hasn't changed.
Because
you're an actor. It's just but you've opened up my eyes to look at them, eyes to what an actor is and that world. Yeah. And that's something I've always wanted to be exposed to. And I think going forward, I'm going to go land somewhere in that direction. I just have to figure out where.
I think you should feel proud of what you've done.
So we both should feel proud of what we've done. We've done over 300 hours plus of content.
So what's next for us is the question on no one's lips. Dice and Dishes. I actually have been recording a Dungeons & Dragons podcast of my regular game, which is currently called The Witnesses to Ruin, which I've been running for the last 3 years. That is hitting the internet soon in podcast form in the next week or two.
If you want a tidbit of that, those episodes are still on this channel, but it was under...
Black Winter Nights back then. So it's some of the same people, but we've got a lot of new faces, or voices, in the fact that it's a podcast.
Yeah.
So once that's online, there'll be a video on this channel saying this is where you can find it. But that's not far off. I'm doing the editing, we're getting a subscription to some stuff, and I'm really excited about that.
Yeah. And for me, I'm going to start posting on my personal channel again.
Yeah.
There'll be a lot of the content you see here that will be on there as well. It obviously will just be my ugly mug. But I will be bringing on, it will be not just D&D centric, it will be about a lot of different games. There will be some Critical Role content I will be posting up of some videos I have been working on or wanting to work on for a while for this channel, which I've never been able to complete, and I kind of want to finish them for my own sake and release them.
Yeah.
And you never know, I could feel, if I get back into Critical Role after a few months, I could do my own little review thing. So if you guys are open to that, I'll put all the links to our stuff down below. I don't know if you have a link.
Mine's not online yet. I'm still getting stuff made.
But my YouTube channel is there, and I will be posting within a couple of weeks of my first kind of video just to put myself out there. So you'll see it done.
Plan on doing a little intro video for you guys. I won't give you the name yet, because otherwise you might steal it. And I'm like, hey. But it's a group of about 6 different people, including some comedians and some wonderful people that I know through life here in Wellington. And we've put on a really cool, audio theatre for you guys. We want you to come check it out.
Cool.
So
I think that's are we done?
Well, from myself, Oliver, Dungeon Master, and
Dave,
we wish you
a Merry Christmas. Sorry, I ruined it.
Morning, afternoon, evening, wherever you may be in this world. Peace, love, harmony, nerds of power. Fuck off.
And if you really want us to come back, this video needs to get over 10,000 views.
All right, we'll continue. That's
if we get 10,000 views, we'll come back. But there's no way that will happen. But
so
share it around. I dare you.
So peace, love. We love you guys.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. Keep following us on the other channel. Just no, go and live your best life. And Marie Kondo.
Find something better to do than watch us. All right.
Just go and do it. Goodbye. I gotta go. I can't do this anymore.
Hello. No, that's not gonna work.